Hi everybody, welcome back to Southern Comfort Ramblings. Today we're going to make the Thanksgiving in a ramekin. I'm going to show you the ingredients that we need. First thing obviously that you need is some turkey cutlet. You're also going to need finely shredded mozzarella cheese. You're going to need jelly cranberry sauce, at least 2 jars of gravy. I also use boxed instant potatoes. Finally, I also use a store brand, the cheap brand of the stuffing. I saute sweet onions and celery in butter, which I'll show you later. And I'm going to chop them up and just make little strips out of them. My knife work is horrible, but you know, I really don't care. It gets the job done. So we're going to slice this up. And I'll slice the rest of them up in a minute, but just to show you, we're going to slice them very tiny. And sharp knife, be careful. And we're just going to slice them up that small. Alright, now if any of you have one of these, this is called a mandolin. And it comes with this little thing that sticks in here. If you want slices, you just stick that right in there, and it's a smooth surface up here, and it makes slices. We are going to chop them. So we're going to turn this over and put it in there. So we're going to take the onion, we're going to take the mandolin holder, put it on there, and then simply slice. And this is going to save you so much time. You have chopped onions. So we're going to add those to my 3 stalks of celery. We're going to mix those up a little bit. I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see back here. We're going to add this to some butter. Good caramelization of this. And you want the onions just a little bit clear. And you're going to add some pepper, a little salt, and in my case I'm going to add some thyme. Probably about 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to add a little bit, just a little bit of garlic salt, just a few shakes. And we're going to mix that up. We're just going to mix it up. On this back burner here, I have the water going for the stuffing, and we're going to make it just like the box says. Exactly. I'm going to use a little less butter because we're cooking the onions and celery in butter, so that's going to add some moisture. I have already done the mashed potatoes. I did it just the way the box says. We do 8 cups where it says 8 servings. That's what we're doing is we've made the stuffing. We're going to put it in a bowl like that. Then we're going to come over and get the wonderful looking onions and the celery. And one of the things I forgot to tell you guys, which is kind of important, is poultry seasoning. A good amount, probably 2 tablespoons is what you want to use to get that good chicken flavor. And making a mess over here. So you're going to take this, and I use a spaghetti spoon because it kind of keeps it fluffy. And you're going to mix it up. There's a lot of steam coming off this thing. So, and it's going to look like homemade stuffing. We've taken the gravy and we've put the gravy in a small pan, and that way it can start heating up just a little bit. I have it on low. So the next step is the turkey. And what you're going to do here is beat it like it's running away. and you're going to beat it all the way down so that it's really thin. Somehow I once did this and Bill slept through it. You're going to beat it down till it's about twice the size of what it was. And it's okay that it's falling apart. That's very normal. You just want it pounded down. So then you're going to take it, and it does not have to be pretty. You're just going to put it in bite-sized pieces. And for you vegetarians that are watching this, I apologize. But you're going to break it down, and you're going to break down all your cutlets like this. You're not going to season them. You're not going to do anything with them. Just kind of cut them down to bite-sized pieces, because I've learned just cutting them down to ramekin size, it gives you a lot of problems when you're trying to eat it, because you pull out these giant chunks of turkey and you just can't. It doesn't work well. So this is something that I've learned as I've learned to develop this recipe. So we're going to just keep cutting this up. We have our ramekins, and I'm going to use the glass one so that you can kind of see what's going on here. First of all, we're going to take the gravy. We're just going to put a little on the bottom. It's going to be a little messy, but that's all right. We're just going to kind of put just a little bit, and since we're making 12 of them and I'm only going to show you 4, I'm going to just kind of put it down there. And you're going to have to really judge that by sight, and if it's too much, take some out. If it's too little, put them back. So we have the gravy in right now, and you're going to take some of the turkey and you're going to put it right there in the bottom, just a few pieces, just to layer it. Make sure you get a good layer going. Easier if you kind of use your fingers and just move them around. So once again, you're going to have 12 of them, and you don't want to run out of your main ingredient. So we're going to do this, put it down there in the gravy. By the way, I totally detest touching raw meat. So we have that. Just put that there, I know. And then from here, we're going to take the stuffing, and I just use my hands. It's cooled down a bit, and you're going to take the stuffing, and you're just going to make a layer in each one of these. It's still a little hot. Guess handling hot butter is not a smart idea, but you can let it cool down. Probably be easier. I'm doing this pretty quickly, so I didn't let it cool down a whole lot. I'm going to put a little here, so you get the stuffing in there. And then what I do, because it's just a layering, I take a little bit of my shredded cheese and I just put just a tiny little bit, you know, just a sprinkle in there, just to give it a little flavor. And then I take my mashed potatoes and I do the same thing. I just kind of grab this is great for a food fight. I take a little bit of mashed potatoes, I squeeze them out, I stick them in there. Same thing, just kind of smush them out because they're cool down. Make sure you get like a good layer going there. And just kind of move it around so that it's kind of like a pie top. You can need a little bit more in there. So that it's just kind of there. And do these over here. I have a nice little pool over here of gravy. Wonder if anybody would bother if I stuck my face in and just sucked it up. So I might not make it to 12 because I only made servings of potatoes for 8. So as long as you can start judging, I really don't have amounts for you because I do this, and if I run out of 10, I run out of 10. Who cares? See, fingers. So I take the gravy again. I put a little bit more gravy in it, just a touch. Let it smear around a bit. I'm going to do that. A little bit of gravy in that. Let it sit. I'm going to take it and kind of just wiggle it around. Try to flatten them out. Flatten them out a little bit. Then we're going to take some more turkey right there. Put that, a layer of that on there. Okay, make some yummy goodness here. I didn't buy a whole lot of turkey, so I might only end up with like about 7 or 8 ramekins this time. But like I said, you'll learn to figure out how much you need as you go, or you can make them smaller, the slices, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to take just a little bit more stuffing, because Thanksgiving is not Thanksgiving without stuffing. And my counters are clean. I just cleaned it in between. So we're going to take a little bit of stuffing and put it in there. It's mostly just for taste, because stuffing is my favorite part of Thanksgiving, believe it or not. It's not the pumpkin pie. I love my mother's stuffing. And I was so like, Mom, how do you make your stuffing? How do you make your stuffing? It's so good. I need to know before you go. And she told me one year, she says, all I do is just box stuffing, and I make the onions and celery. And to make it look like she did it, she'll take up some wheat bread and just cut them up and put them in there to soak up the excess. And I was like, you cheater, you cheater. Ugh. So now here comes the best part. And I like this part. You take your cranberry and you put it right on top. So you're going to put the cranberry right on top of the 4, and then you take some more cheese and just kind of pile it on top so that you get, when it starts melting, it kind of melts down. And your countertops will be a disaster after this, so make sure you do it when somewhere where you can clean up very easily. And you just put the cheese on like that. And you're going to hear me talking. I'm going to rinse off my fingers a little bit, sorry. And that is the Thanksgiving in a ramekin. We've finished all the other ramekins, and these are the ones I'm going to put apart. So I'm going to actually just foil wrap them tight with some nonstick. Once again, Reynolds Wrap nonstick is the best. And just going to kind of wrap them tight. What we're going to do is we're going to take the 4 that we made at the beginning, and we're going to put them on a cookie sheet, and that's just to save my oven. And right now, the oven is on 375, and that's what we're going to cook it at. I'm just going to set this down a little lower than normal, but just so you can see, we're going to put these right in the oven, and you can see that I just have it halfway up. I'm going to slide those in, and we're going to come back in about 45 minutes to see what they look like. If you want a good bubble on the top with the cheese that's there, you can put it on broil for like 2-3 minutes. Make sure that you keep your eye on it, because the cheese can burn like that. So that is Thanksgiving in a ramekin. Very easy dish. You can change it around. You can use chicken. You can even do beef if you want. Fresh out of the oven. And these are 2 of the Thanksgiving in a ramekins. So there you go. We're gonna, hi Karma, they're not for you. Hey, that's the easy recipe. So if you have any questions, please comment below. And if you would like to subscribe, I would really appreciate that. So if there's something that you would like me to cook, please let me know. Comment below. Just checking. So, bye y'all.